Welcome to 108 Contemporary. I'm Program Director Laurel Ryan, and I'm going to walk you through our Campsite Constellation Embroidery Kit. This kit is based on two exhibitions, Fiberworks, which you can see behind me, and our upcoming exhibition by Kite and Atari Noda entitled In the Realm of Miracles. This pattern is by our gallery coordinator, Han Din, and you can see two different sizes. We used two different stitches. I'll walk you through the whole thing. Follow along. Our Campsite Constellations embroidery kit comes in two sizes. There's the larger size, which is a 6-inch hoop, and the smaller size, which is I believe, a 4-inch hoop. And each comes with a kit card, suggestions on the front for which stitches to use where. You have your pattern, some navy linen blend, and this pattern transfer paper, which I recommend using a ballpoint pen or some other small but blunt instrument to use as you transfer your pattern to the fabric. So how that works is this will be sandwiched with the shiny side down. And then you put your pattern on top, and then essentially you're just tracing over it. You can also do this with a pencil or the ball of a pin. And you do have one pin in here, but I recommend using that to sandwich everything together. Back to the unboxing. We have 9 different colors of thread, including a variegated floss, which is really fun to use. And they all come on this handily numbered card. You have your hoop, whichever size, and your needle, pin, and felt backing, and needle threader, and then your very own brand new pair of snips. I love snips instead of scissors. I think it's a fantastic tool, and I keep it with me all the time. The only difference between the small kit and the large kit, as far as supplies go, is the size of the hoop and the backing and the pattern. Otherwise, they are identical. Let's talk stitches. These were made by 2 different people. This by the person who created the pattern, our gallery coordinator, Han Din, and I did this one. So let's talk about Han's first. She used primarily 2 stitches. The satin stitch, which you can see in the moon, on the mountains, and on the tent, and the back stitch, which she used again on the moon, here in the constellations, on these are planets, actually. This is the actual Oklahoma night sky, some of the constellations that you can see around July and August. And so these planets that she did here, and then we have some back or random stitch evident in the grass, and we have French knots for the stars in the constellation. And let's see if you can see this woven stitch here. And she used all 6 strands on her, in the floss, which gives this lovely raised texture. And then for the campfire, the outside is that variegated thread. That's, I believe, number 7 on in your kit. This one right here. And then for the log, she just used a kind of random stitch. The nice thing about this pattern is that there's a lot of leeway to use the kind of stitch that you're comfortable with. So if you choose to do everything in backstitch, fantastic. That is your choice to make, and it's going to look unique to you. For the larger sample, I did the outline of the planets, and I used blue instead of the white. There's plenty of floss to do either one. And then I did my constellations in white instead of the light blue. And I did backstitch for the moon with the blue outlining the craters but not filling them in. I used satin stitch for the trees, for the mountains, and for part of the tent. But then for this side of the tent, I used the long and short stitch, mostly because I just wanted to see how it would look, which is a type of split stitch. And this stitch, which I also used for the campfire in my example, we have all of these stitches in the playlist, but this one in particular was used in the luthier's kit for some of the guitars. And my woven stitch, for most of these, I only used 3 strands of my floss. And then I outlined in a backstitch and ended in these tassels, which I show you how to make in the woven stitch tutorial. For both of these, once we had our patterns all filled in, then simply rubbing if there's a spot on the pattern where you still see the white of your transfer paper, you can just rub that out. And you can also use a damp cloth or yeah, that's really it. You don't need much to get that off of your fabric. But we'd love to see the choices that you made when you were doing your kit. Tag us at 108 Contemporary on Instagram or Facebook, or leave a comment below as to which stitches you used to fill out your campsite constellations. See you next time.